You're listening to JM Partners Atlanta Market Eavesdrop, a quick real estate update from Jerry Metcalf Partners, real estate agents on the ground in Atlanta, talking about what it's like, what to expect, the pros, the cons, and what to consider to align yourself and your loved ones for the best opportunities.
Good morning. If you're watching us live, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day for everybody watching us live today. I forgot my green. I think Bridget, obviously, is Bridget the only one that remembers?
Well, yes, but I'm normally on a green screen, so I had to turn around and not be on a green screen today.
It would just be a floating head.
I would just be a head.
She was when I first got on.
I love it. All right, now we're going to officially start. All right, everybody. It's the 3 things to know. Eavesdropping with Jerry Metcalf Partners in the Atlanta home market. We're going to talk today about the 3 things that were the 3 fears driving today's hot market, which might sound a little negative, but it's interesting because fear is always a strong driver, and there are 3 definite fears driving our market. Number 1, the fear, there's my green screen. That's in San Diego, everybody. Number 1, the fear of inflation. Number 2, the fear of rising interest rates. And number 3, the fear, we have to quote Robert Bairstow on this one. The fear, he said it best, the fear of living last year.
Again.
So, and I'm going to repeat these stats that are remaining. We've got a month of supply, which is really, that means everything on the market, if it's sold as fast as things are selling, if everything's sold on the market now, everything would be gone in a month. Sales prices are up 20%. Sales are up on MLS, only 1%, but prices again are up 20 to 25%. And days on market overall of MLS in Atlanta, Metro Atlanta, is 10 days. So that's insane. And the amount of properties that are selling in the mid 2s for our team and in this market right now, we're selling properties from $500,000 to multi-million, but it used to be $1 million less. That was more of a hot market in Buckhead. Just speaking of that, y'all, what is driving that? Fear of inflation, fear of rising interest rates, fear of living last year again. So Jack is our finance major. Jack, speak to us a little bit about this inflation or interest rates. Which one did you want to talk on for us?
Well, they kind of both go together. But the inflation, obviously with the stimulus package and just people having extra income, that's going to rise rates. And then obviously people coming out of the pandemic, spending money, going out, doing their thing, socializing, that just all of that incorporates into inflation. And then you take interest rates, and inflation actually is a part of interest rates as a whole, like it gets priced in a sense. And then if you talk about interest rates, we talk about the Fed. They've been meeting the past couple of days, and Chairman Powell is coming out today. And I have a little quote from a CNBC article that explains very well as to what is going on with the interest rates, and especially with Chairman Powell coming out today. So this quote from the CNBC article, and the title is "Why This Week's Fed Meeting Could Be March Madness for Markets." It says the Fed meets against a backdrop of rate volatility in the more typically staid Treasury market. Over the past 6 weeks, the 10-year yield, which influences mortgage rates and other loans, has risen from 1.07% to a high of 1.64% last Friday. As of Monday, it was 1.6%. So that's a decently sized jump, almost like it's about a half percentage. The yield, which moves opposite price, has been reacting to a more upbeat view of the economy based on the vaccine rollout and Washington stimulus spending. It has also reacted to the idea that inflation could pick up as the economy roars back. Powell has said the Fed expects to see just a temporary jump in inflation measures in the spring because of the depressed prices during the economic shutdown last year.
So What's that got to do? The hot market. What it's got to do with it is when people are afraid of inflation and interest rates going up, the best place to put your money when you've got some is in real estate.
Right.
And if you've got some money, the best thing to do with it is to get the low interest rates so you know that you're going to get, that's the place you can always get your cash back. You invest in other things, you invest in the stock market, you invest in companies, you could lose everything. You invest in real estate, the real estate always holds value at some reasonable level. So real inflation is, and the value of real estate keeps up with inflation overall over the history of the market. Rise of interest rates, everybody, and rising inflation also means the prices of everything goes up, which means the prices of houses are going to go up. You combine that with rising interest rates, that's obviously evident from what Jack just read to us. And now prices are going up and the cost to buy those houses is going to go up. There's a lot of fear in that. Bridget, I think you had shared with us a little bit about, your clients, working with them. There's solutions too when you're working with a good team to get around interest rates and improve them even when they're going up. But go ahead about what you were going to tell us.
Well, and fortunately for a good number of my clients from 2020, we were able to, I called it like the COVID circle, where we were able to move people and then they were able to move into a larger home. But you have this, you also have, it's not actually one of our numbers, but it kind of coincides where you have this fear from a seller standpoint of putting your home on the market and not being able to find a home.
Bridget, you're talking about fear of living last year again.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. I know. So it all goes full circle.
You talk about fear of interest rates, but yeah, keep going.
Well, I was just going to jump to it because I figured we'd keep it short and sweet today. Because that's exactly what it all boils down to, that, right? Because the buyers, the poor buyers who weren't able to find anything in 2020 and are still living in their home that is too small for them, are obviously afraid that now they're going to be stuck in their smaller home all this year. They are reliving that year again.
So to Bridget's point, there's a fear of living last year again. There's a fear of inflation. There's a fear of interest rates. So there's a sense of urgency to the timing of everything. By the way, the stats we started with, where you've got supply is so low.
Right.
Like, for everybody listening, they're like, thanks a lot, guys, for the bad news of the 3 fears. You made me feel better. What are we going to do about it? So number one, we're going to share with you, we're going to give Susan Ballou with Fluff Atlanta, who is, by the way, one of our amazing stagers who just helped us sell a house within 5 days. She shared this fabulous video with us. Is like, sometimes buyers out there are just like hiding behind the scenes. Like, well, if I just keep scooping out Zillow, maybe someone will just pop up on the market. Right, because there's 7 days of inventory and everything's selling before market. Yeah, that's a good idea. So let's just give a little. We got to share a little glimpse of what that looks like. Maybe we can relate. Y'all ready?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We're all excited. We like it. We're having fun with this now. Oh no!
Now you go to YouTube. There you go.
There it is.
All right, y'all. This is the clip. Let me know if y'all can't hear it.
Sex now, and our listings are just standing by, waiting for you to browse.
An updated colonial, mature landscaping.
Unleash your passions.
I want to flip that. Satisfy your heart and fantasy.
I'd never live in North Carolina, but if I did, I could buy a big, gross mansion.
Oh, wait. Let's see what she has to say, and then we're gonna cut back out.
What are you waiting for? Pick up your phone now. Open the app and tell us what you really want.
So there you go. There's your solution in today's.
We're PG-13 this week for sure.
We're getting canceled now. Anyway, so what do we do? That might not be the answer. Have a plan, know what you want, know what's going on with interest rates, inflation, and finding the right house and getting your right house and getting the strategy, getting the plan, and executing on it with the right people and the right team and the right information. Anything
Amen.
This is Adam says, nailed it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you crushed it.
All right, Bridget. Bridget's just gonna crack them up.
No, this is perfect. That's
All right,
exactly,
Thanks
that's
for
exactly
listening.
what it boils down to.
Right. So 3 things to know, eavesdropping on Jerry Metcalf Partners, Atlanta home market updates every week. Thank y'all for joining us. No, it's not podcast. That's actually real estate podcast. We have agents all over the country. By the way, this is one of their listings in San Diego for 9 million, but they've got some more beautiful ones at all price points from 1.5 million to 30. But
That's
in the
it.
meantime,
Nice plug.
eavesdrop or 3 things to know or eavesdrop.jmpartners.io to get all the updates every week. If you just want to know what's going on, you have friends that want to know what's going on, make sure you share it, make sure you listen, and let us know if you need any help or you've got any questions. Oh, thanks.
Hey, guys.
Hey,
Thank you for listening to the JM Partners Atlanta Market Eavesdrop. If you like what you heard, please subscribe and share with your friends who might be moving or who just want to keep up with the latest on the Atlanta residential market. You can find us anytime online at jmpartners.io. That's jmpartners.io.